All right. This is Corey Williams with president of FFL Genesis, and I got business partner and Kevin Gilbert here, and with Team Transformation here with FFL. Kevin, thanks for your time this evening.
Hey, Corey, it's absolutely my pleasure to be on here. I've been watching these, and these are fantastic, man.
Absolutely. So we're happy to have you on. So you're just outside of Pensacola, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm between Pensacola and Destin, Florida.
Very good. So you always got beautiful weather, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, unless it's raining. It's been good. We're not far from the beach. Beautiful for my little 3-year-old Lillian Jade. She loves it, and Stephanie's right by her grandparents who live in Crestview here. So
awesome.
Perfect.
I've been to Fort Myers a couple times, been to some other places, Miami and all that kind of stuff. I've never been to a bad place in Florida ever. So I'm pretty jealous of you. I hate the cold weather we have here in Missouri, but Missouri's a nice place to live during the mid part of the year, and then that's it. So Kevin, you guys are off to a really fast start. I know you've transitioned here from another practice company, and it's just been game over since you've really been here. Starting to build a team. I'm not going to steal your thunder today, but you're starting to build a team. You got several teammates starting to ride in your short tenure here and everything else. So I'm going to go over a couple of numbers that you might not even know of yet. And I wrote these down because I want to make sure I got it right. So you wrote your first policy, protected your first family with us 8 weeks ago. Your first week, $2,203. Not bad. 2 families protected. Your second week, $1,684. 2 families protected. Blank your third week. Your fifth week, $5,218. 6 families protected. The next week, $7,680. Not bad. 8 families protected. And then something happened. The light switch went off, and you went nuts. $14,593 with 9 families protected. You come back the next week of another solid week of $4,217, 3 families protected. And this week, your personal pin, $13,237, 8 families protected. You wrote 8624 today, and your team had your record day of over $10,000 today. That's solid.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have told me 8 weeks ago that's where I would be at and where the team would be at, I wouldn't have believed you. The growth is something incredible. And, within the space of 8 weeks to have 3 people who have been recruited and actually written business and been paid in 8 weeks is phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, it's the system that Sean and all those guys put in place. And I don't care, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but anywhere in the country this can be done. Like literally anyone can do this. It's just a matter of you putting the time, the energy, and the effort into it. And you're living proof. Another number that I'll throw out to you, Kevin, is just in the last 5 weeks alone, $44,945 on your own pin in the last 5 weeks. And I know when you and I talked before, you just mentioned to me, you've never in your entire adult career, you've never made 6 figures before.
It's funny because I'm 42. I haven't made 6 figures. And when I was driving home today, the amount of money I made in less than 7 hours today actually equated to the money I've claimed on taxes for a whole year previously in my worst point in my life.
In the same industry pretty much as well, right?
Yeah, within the sales industry, at my lowest point, a few years back, had a rough time. And today I made more money in a day than I did in virtually a year. It's crazy.
So when people hear us say this, I know a lot of times people are like FFL is fake and they don't really make that money and they make up the posts and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what your situation was when you got here 8 weeks ago. I know it has to be. There's no way it's not better now. From that standpoint, even adding 3 more weeks onto that, you're at $48,832. And I want to make this all about money, but we all get up every day. We put our shirt and tie on. We go to work every day to go out and protect families, but to protect our family and build our financial legacy here. I know your team's Team Transformation, so I don't want to be too cliche. But what has FFL done for you, not just from a financial standpoint, but from a mental standpoint? Because, again, you started out your first week, you wrote $2,200. That's not bad. But 2 of the last 3 weeks, you've written over $10,000. Like, that's life-changing for some people. And you said just today you made what you paid in taxes. I mean, you're on pace to do over $300,000 this year. What would that mean to your family?
It would be incredible. I mean, as you can tell, I'm not from Alabama. I'm from England. So all my family are back in England. So for me to go and see my family, we have to drop $5,000, $10,000. And That's really hard to do. I've got a 3-year-old. My girlfriend Stephanie, she's at home and she takes care of the family. So I'm the only person who's breadwinner in the family. So there's a lot of pressure. And you asked what it was like before this. It was tough, man. At my practice company, I was really successful. I mean, I was featured in magazines and stuff with my practice company, yet I was still struggling to pay my bills. And it's just a tough situation. It's a horrible situation to be in as a father.
Yeah.
Having to turn around and have that conversation. Well, can we be careful how much we're spending at Walmart this week? Like, come on, seriously, I'm 42. I shouldn't have to have that conversation. And for these last few weeks, I'm not having that conversation. Like, we went out and, we dropped $100 odd on pizza the other night for Mother's Day. Just because, and we bought a $30 movie on TV without having, can we really afford to do this? And it's just nice to be able to have that comfort, getting up in the morning, knowing that rent's paid, bills are paid. I haven't got to worry about, am I going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul this time? But I'm not a money guy. That's not what I'm about. Never have been. Yes, it's nice to have money. But what I love about this is what we do on a daily basis and how we help people. That's the crux of what we do. And that's what I love so much.
Love to hear you say that, man, because it's the same thing for me. It gets to the point when you're able to do what we do in the vehicle that we're able to drive every day. And I'm not talking about the physical vehicle. The vehicle that we're able to drive every day to be able to go out and help people. And actually be able to know that what we do makes a difference. It's rewarding. We get paid handsomely for what we do, but to be able to sit across that kitchen table from somebody, have a conversation with them, and know that their legacy is going to be protected, what we do matters. So you get to do something that really, truly matters every day, and it's unlimited of how many people you can help. It's unbelievable. So I don't have to ask you what this has really done for your family, because you just said that. So tell us about how, you're building, you're starting to have people, right. I know you're recruiting more people. I love the team transformation. Tell us about the recruiting portion of what you're doing. How's that going so far?
Before I was able to start writing business, I didn't have anything else I could do. So I was really focused on reaching out online, basically, to people I saw in groups on Facebook who were asking questions and showing them this opportunity. And I recruited about 15 people or so. As we know in this industry, not everyone sticks. Some people start really quickly, some people start really slowly. But what I felt is that as I started to be able to write business and grow, and as I start to see people on my team who are reaching out and asking questions and writing business themselves, I'm now again at a point where I can accelerate that recruiting and feel like I can support people. I felt before I was writing business, I didn't want to be that person who was recruiting someone to a dream but had no proof of what they were doing. Because I've been in network marketing companies where you sell a dream to someone that you can be really, really successful, but there's no proof, there's nothing behind it. So here I wanted to make sure that I could turn around and say, well, I've had my biggest day ever in my whole life financially in a day. I've had my biggest week in business. I've had my biggest month in business since being here 8 weeks. So I have a real story to tell someone, as opposed to saying, well, it's really good here and you can do really well. Look at that guy over there.
Third party doesn't necessarily have to be you. And you see it all, literally across the country. What do you think makes FFL so different? Because the practice company that you were at before, you had people on your team. I'm sure you're a likely guy, and you're fun. You're fun to be around. You're always light spirited. Love your things that you do, your daily gratitudes every day. Just to stay consistent with that. And I can see the number of people that watch those. So you're obviously helping a lot of people, which is a beautiful thing. Why do you think that people are same person, same people, virtually the same product, if you will, are able to come from a practice company and come here and be able to accelerate so fast?
I think there's a few things. I think that you have to have a great range of products, which we do. I think you have to have great training, and you have to have a system, because it doesn't matter how great the training is. If there's no real flow and system to it, it becomes really difficult for people. And you also have to pay people really well. And in this industry, I think there's a lot of companies out there that get paying people incorrect. they have the people at the top who are making all the money, and the ones at the bottom are struggling to get by, just like it was with my practice company. You know, in that scenario, potentially, if someone on my team made a sale, my manager could be making more money than that person who made the sale. And in whose world is that correct? That's not correct in anyone's world. So here, the philosophy that Sean Mike has, that, you know, having a little bit from a lot of people is better than having a lot from a small number of people. Yeah. So having a very small amount of override on the sales for the managers, being very transparent about what we earn and where we are, it gives an integrity to it. It gives a truth to it. It gives an honesty to it, so that when you talk to someone, you can be open and honest about everything. And there's no kind of shying away from talking about money, because you want to keep that hidden, because that person's going to feel bad that their sale, they make less than the manager. I mean, come on.
It's a beautiful system. And it's awesome to be able to be in a system where you can tell people, my average spread is 5 to 10% on the people that are here. And I feel like I bring value with training and all the other things that come along with it. And, you know, and the comp and all that. When we're able to give comp the way we're able to give, they can bring someone on and still make a very nice living. And the person that they partner with can as well. And I think that's part of another reason why we're able to accelerate our recruiting, because somebody literally could come here. They're working minimum wage, or even there's people leaving 6-figure jobs, if you will, that come here and they're making more money than they were on the 6-figure jobs, because it's really easy to be able to help a lot of people and have a substantial income.
Well, absolutely. I mean, with the current climate, with COVID, that's made a lot of people reconsider a lot of things about their life, because a lot of people had many changes from their jobs that suddenly they weren't able to do as they had. They worked in the service industry, and the service industry fell apart. So it's almost the perfect storm right now for this type of business and to come and work with Family First Life for many of those reasons. And I think the other thing as well, is you're not tied here. There's nothing that keeps you here. You don't have a contract. And that's pretty incredible. My contracts are with all the different companies that I represent, 10 to 15 different life insurance companies. And I don't have anything with Family First Life that says I can't write business somewhere else with another company. Or if I leave Family First Life, I can't, I can't go and do business somewhere else for 2 years, or I can't work within 50-mile radius of my house. I have a good friend who just is in health insurance, and he was with a brokerage, and he's now gone out independent, and he is not able to speak to any clients within 50 miles of his house that were previously in this area. So he's now having to target all of his business outside of certain zip codes for a period of time because of a non-compete clause that he had. You don't have any of that here, and that makes a huge difference, because if someone's here because they want to be, and if you don't like it here, you can leave. And so it's very fluid in that sense, and you have complete autonomy over what you choose to do.
It's great. You don't have people beating you up for numbers here. We don't take objectives from that standpoint. We talk about it from a leadership, because you're on the leadership team. We talk about it from a leadership standpoint, but I've never, not one time, asked anybody in the 6 months that I've been here, how much are you going to sell this week? And it's always the number of families you're going to protect and that kind of thing. So our focus is on helping people, and the byproduct is what we do from an income standpoint. So, Kevin, seriously, man, it's awesome what you guys have been able to do with team transformation. I know you got a bunch of people in your pipeline. The sky's the limit. I can tell you, I mean, as you know, you see all the numbers and stuff as well. We're having record week after record week after record week. I think we're 6 or 7 weeks in a row now of over $50,000. I know a corporation that I had the good fortune. I learned a lot there. A practice company that I was with, 50,000 was like the gold standard. If you were doing 50,000 a week, you were like literally your feet hovered when you walked around the building. And we do that here on just an absolutely slow week. I mean, I think we're this week, and we still have the rest of this evening and tomorrow, and I think we're knocking on 50 grand right now. So we're right another $65,000 this week. And, our agency is already approaching 2.5 million in 6 months.
Yeah, that is insane. That is just amazing. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to work with you and Tim Below, and then the people above. There's so much support from everyone. So a lot of times I found in the sales industry that there tends to be quite a guarded approach to things. Like if you're successful, you want to hold the secrets close to your chest and don't want to share. everyone here wants to share. Everyone wants everyone else to get better. And that's such a great environment to be part of. And you can do it at your own pace. I have someone on my team who's had a few obstacles in their way getting started, and I messaged her today, and she was apologizing to me, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to do this and that." And I just said, the speed you do this is up to you. There's no pressure from me for you to start tomorrow. Whatever speed you want to work at, whenever you want to start, that's fine by me. And she's like, "Oh, that makes me feel so much better."
Yeah,
and that's the way the whole place is.
It almost takes it away from people because they're expecting what everyone else does in our industry. When are you going to go to work? When are you going to go to work? When are you going to start making sales? All that kind of stuff. And we completely take that away, right? You start this at your pace. We're here to support you. We want you to get here because we know what this is going to do for you financially in $50,000 in 8 weeks. When your team's riding, having record days and record weeks and that kind of stuff. We know what this is going to do for you. And the quicker you get there, the better off your life's going to be. I guarantee you, and I shouldn't say this, but I guarantee you, I know your financial life is better because you just said it. Yeah, it's amazing. Everything else starts to fall in line as well. Your relationship with your kid, your relationship with your significant other. I know they were good before, but it just makes them, like you said, we can sit on the couch and hang out and rent a movie and not worry about, we can spend $100 on pizza and not worry about where the next dollar is going to come from. And that feels amazing.
It truly does. And we were talking the other day, and by the end of this year, we'll be debt free. 100%. That includes paying off the vehicle loans as well. The credit cards, will be done with those in the next couple of months. And we haven't been that way for a very, very long time. And that's going to be a very special feeling because I know that we're going to be able to buy a house in the not too distant future and we've been renting our whole life. We want to buy a place. And it's always kind of been a pipe dream. Yeah, baby, we'll buy a house. But now I can say with conviction, yeah, absolutely. And we'll probably pay a large amount of that house in cash.
I had somebody that's coming on. I'm not going to say the person's name, but that's somebody that's coming on. I just talked to them. I spent the majority of my time recruiting. I talked to this gentleman today, and he was like, I haven't even started yet. And he goes, I'm watching the videos. I'm watching all the stuff that's out there and everything else. And I'm talking to my fiance about the things that we can do. And he said almost the exact same thing you said. He said, but I can see within a year, and he goes, and I don't think it'll take me that long, where I'll be able to go and put $100,000, $150,000 down on our dream house and have a house payment that we can really afford and those kind of things. And he goes, I don't know of anything else that I've ever seen that this type of opportunity that you guys have created allows that.
No, absolutely. But let's keep this real. This isn't easy. You have to work hard. You don't come in here. I mean, you may sit for 10 hours on the phone to book your appointments. Mm-hmm. You may really struggle with that some days. You may not want to do it. You have to do things that you don't want to do because that's what you need to do, even if you don't feel like doing them. But by putting in that consistent effort, you will build something, and it's based on helping people. And it's just the more people you genuinely help, the better rewarded you will be. And the biggest reward for me is things like today, not my huge sale today. It was the other lady I sat down with who had looked at prices and said, I'm not going to be able to get anything. It doesn't make sense for me. I've looked before. And I said, well, let's sit and look at a couple of things. So we sat and looked at things, and I said, I'm 90% certain I can get you approved for this preferred rate. And she said, not a chance. I'm 78 years old. No way. I said, well, I did it for an 83-year-old the other day, so I'm pretty certain. And we went through it, and I got her approved on the spot. And it was at the budget she wanted. It was enough money to leave for her daughter to leave a little something, and she was so grateful. And we spent time. I mean, I don't go quickly when I'm in a house. I read through terms and conditions with her, and as I was leaving, she turned around to me and said, you really remind me of my daughter's husband. You're just so caring, and you explained everything so softly and nicely with me. And that right there meant more than earning $7,000 in the day.
Yeah. I've had people that I've sat with before, and the same thing, Kevin. You walk in and you start, doing our financial inventory. We start having asking the questions of them. You build a little bit of rapport, and they tell you, start asking their health questions. They're like, I got this, I have everything. You're not going to be able to find me coverage. And you start talking to them, and you get finished, and you get done, and you give them their policy number. And I've literally had people cry and hug me and say, thank you. I've had 3 or 4 people here. None of them have been able to cover me. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't a burden on my family when I passed. And it's like, you tear up and you almost cry with them and everything. And it's like, that was awesome. and I was able to help somebody. That's why I say all the time, what we do matters, because it makes a difference. Because you might not get cancer, you might not have a heart attack, you might not get stroke, you might not ever get into an auto accident, you might not ever use your health care, but you're going to die. And what legacy do you want to leave for your family? And you have a choice to do that, even if you're not well. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Absolutely. And we can help someone from 2 weeks old to 89 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's so many people that we can help. And I love being able to help grandkids and children put something in place that's going to set them up for later in life. And that, when you explain that to someone that doesn't know it, and you see that light turn on in their eyes and like, wow, I can do that. Yeah, you can. Yeah,
it's great. If you guys are looking to join our team against across the country, you can text WIN with FFL to 74121. Again, WIN with FFL to 74121. One of our leadership people will get in contact with you. It'll also shoot you a video so you can take a look at our opportunity. It's about 15, 20 minutes. And then again, if you're interested, one of our leadership people will reach out to you, do a one-on-one interview with you. If it's a great opportunity, great. If not, that's okay too. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Kevin, the last thing that I wanted to, and you hit on this, and I'll let you give your pitch here in just a few minutes, but one of my favorite things about our company is I've reached out to some of the top people in the country. I've reached out to Andrew Taylor. I've reached out to Paul McLean. I've reached out to Rob Richmond. I've reached out to, and I can just keep naming names, Trey Honeycutt. You probably remember talking to me. But I was asking them questions about their business. Zach Tradowski. I called Zach. Zach called me back 2 times before I was able to even call him. That's the culture that has been created by this organization. So you have people that are winning everywhere. And like you said, a lot of people just hold it. Everyone here that I've come in contact with, just being full transparent, I've called them and they've called me back and said, this is what you should do, or you should do this, or you guys are doing this great, or you should switch this. So there's no secret sauce. The work's not hard. It's more mental than anything else. But if you go out and you do it, the rewards of it are the financial stuff. But again, it's the people that you help as well. So
absolutely. I connected on LinkedIn with Sean Mike before I started working here, and I've had messages backwards and forwards with the owner of the company as a nobody as me, and he's responded every single time to me. It's been incredible.
And that guy's all over the place.
Right. Yeah. So that said something to me right there.
Absolutely. Well, Kevin, I appreciate your time, man. I know I wanted to try to stay away from the financial talk, but I just want people to know that this opportunity is real. Congratulations on your first, true 8 weeks here. Your the 5-week string that you got going on. Your team's right. Record day for you. Record day for your team transformation. If people are trying to get a hold of you, and I know you're recruiting all over the country, not just in Florida. If people are trying to get a hold of you, or if they're looking for coverage, you're licensed in about 1,000 states too, right?
Yeah, I'm in 23 states, and if I'm not in your state and you need my help, I will get licensed just so I can help you.
Yeah, I think I got you by 1 state. But I'm sure you'll take
coming for you, good.
Awesome. So, Kevin, if you want to give them your information for both recruiting or help with life insurance.
Yeah, absolutely. If anyone's interested in learning more about how to protect their family or interested in a career in protecting other people's families, you can reach out to me at 608-606-6760. If you want to learn more about the career, you can simply go to myfflcareer.com, put your information in there and watch a 15-20-minute video, and then I'll reach back out to you. So I would highly advise you, if you're in a spot in your life where you're thinking about a different direction for your career, you want to be able to provide for your family now and into the future, to check this out and see if this is a fit for you.
Well said, Mr. Gilbert. Kevin, thanks for your time, man. Congratulations to you and Team Transformation, and looking forward to seeing and continue to see you guys on the top. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Corey.
Thank you.